welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons & Dragons. And critically succeed a lot! Yeah, that's probably the first time I've ever seen double net 20s on an advantage roll on Discord. I've seen it from my own dice.
Crit.
Yeah, I've seen it on my own dice a few times. More than a few times. But Discord's not usually that kind. Previously, the Cupcake Coterie were down in the underground tunnels, ancient temple network kind of thing that's going on under Anbir. I'm sure that some people are actually given to thinking about that. Those kinds of things are going. There's a whole bunch of ancient cleric magic-y traps down there. Someday this whole place is gonna blow up. But they were going to find Jessamy, her bunch of Azamar, now Aranese, a giggling lunatic, and some kind of celestial bomb that is being, or going to be, powered by the celestial spark of every Azamar that Jessamy killed. As in, all but 3 of them in the world. Hazel in particular is a little upset about this because the whole potentially blowing holes in reality thing. They got Jessamy. She paid for her crimes. They did not get the bomb. But they do know the bomb isn't finished yet. And they have a few people that they can talk to about, what it is, what it might be able to do, and the person who built it. In any case, after various bits of fight, the amusing dealing with traps up to and including the corridor acid and the flicker foxes, I admit I'm proud of those, and the Pentagon trap building. That was fun. I liked that one. Alice had a being dead moment. They're all a complete fucking mess. And while Remy was right too, I guess we need to go back to Avernus, everybody looked at her and went, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So instead, they're going to go to the Bone Orchard, let the Mobius twins know what happened, clean up because they are a fucking wreck, and Cherie, Barnabas' girlfriend, is going to go take them shopping for treats, and take them to the best steakhouse in Anbir, and then they are going to head in the general direction of Agref, where there are rooms for them at the Riddler Stump, so they can talk to various people in Agref in the following morning, up to and including Calatiel, who is the last of the 5 Claws of Bahamut who needs their apology from the Apology Tour, Heskan, who will be able to evaluate the surprisingly unornate little pendant they found in Temple of Palor they wound up sort of cutting through. And a Professor August at the Agref Academy of Mathemagics, who in her student days was apparently one who helped deal with the various troublemakers you find in the Academy from time to time, because there's always one or two. She's been damage control ever since. Her and her personal assistant, everybody but Barnabas is a little thrown at the idea of effectively a Warforged. But that is what steel is, so that's going to be a fun trip. But first, courtesy Rylan, they all wind up just in front of the Bone Orchard house, and from a tree You guys look like shit. Thump, Niala.
Hey, Niana.
We got her.
Yeah,
Uh,
Tiamat temples suck.
But we got her.
Well, you got something.
okay, I'm getting this in. Okay, you know what? I know exactly what I'm doing to you for this. Lana! What? Oh, hey, you're back. I've got.
Got her.
We got her. Tiamat temples suck. We got something. Do you want to try to put this together? The grin is disturbing. The mental image that she has come up with in that head. If you don't put words in a coherent order, like right now, I will make her tell you what that grin's about.
We got Jessamy.
That's a start. Why do you look like shit?
Temple was trapped. Many, many traps.
Sesame was in a temple to Tiamat under the city.
Thank you.
We got there by way of an old order of the Mirage. Is it temple, vault, something? There was an artifact in there. We're still figuring that part out.
She has the artifact.
So no
We
fuzzy.
didn't get the bomb.
So no fuzzy mushrooms with teeth.
Sorry, fuzzy
Aw.
mushroom. What?
Fuzzy mushrooms with teeth.
No!
That arguably would have been saner than what we ran into.
Yeah, actually, for once I agree with Hazel.
Shockingly, so do I.
Fortunately, the giggling crazy and the bomb got away, along with the half of the Aranese gaggle. It's like they just left her there. Like, the minute she dropped,
Do we think
by
that's
way
because
of
it was another
Remy
clone?
turning into just a rotating arrangement of sharp things.
Do
Well,
we think that's because it was another clone, maybe?
well, it's either that or I mean, you guys obviously left before the body like decomposed or anything, so maybe it's gonna go poof and she's a devil now. You kill her, she goes to a furnace. Right?
I guess, yeah.
Reconstitute? That
Or-
would be difficult.
Or the body
Okay.
just goes slurp.
D-
She
DM,
means
just remind me how exactly.
she means through the planes. She seems to think that the barriers between the planes are made out of like gelatin. Well, they are permeable. They're just like really long, wide, flat, gelatinous cubes.
DM, I have a question. Would I have any like understanding / recollection of the way that Jessamy like died? Would that influence whether or not she got sent back to Avernus or not?
Make me a history check. Sorry, religion check. My bad.
And second, roll 20 was not not logging quite the way I did, so I have to reset. 2 seconds. History.
No, religion, sorry.
19.
Well, you could bring Alice back when her heart wasn't connected to anything and was just randomly dumped into her chest like a rolled up pair of socks in a drawer.
Well,
There was oh boy. I mean, didn't her did her progenitor being there have anything to? Okay, so yeah, I was able to revive Alice with not even like properly. We just put her heart back in, and it resealed and
To be
reconnected
fair,
normally. But
yes.
I don't know how that works with a devil, or if the angelic progenitor of the person turned devil. Ah, my brain hurts.
It doesn't matter. If she comes back, I'll kill her again. Otherwise, if she's in Avernus, she's not here.
We need to make that permanent.
We have a
Or
lot of
she'll
other
just
things to do.
keep being petty.
If she comes back here, I'll kill her again. Otherwise, we have other things to worry about.
Can you do that forever?
As long as I need to.
Remy, Alice, talk some sense into your wife.
I'll say it looks like a okay. So keep in mind, Hazel, that the only reason she'd be coming back here is for that bomb. So if we deal with the bomb, you don't really have any reason to be coming back anyway. Not to mention that I don't think she could be coming back for a little while anyway. Because, frankly, she's been screwing up most things over here. And she might prefer actually just, like, fighting the black shit. Or Tiamat. And either way, we probably have to go to Avernus again at some point anyway. Arkan's there, Tiamat's there, it's a thing. We might be able to kill her permanently if we do it in Avernus, but we do not have time to get to Avernus right now. But if you are that concerned about the whole thing with killing her permanently, we have an appointment with Heskan at the Egref Paler Shrine, and he will either know ways to kill her permanently or know who to point us at.
Thank you.
So it's actually more talking some sense into you. I get why you're stressed.
Yeah, I'm just like terrified at the idea of another thing with a vendetta coming for our heads repeatedly.
right, but I think that bomb is a little more immediately important at the moment.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
And if she does come back, Remy and I will take turns, slicing, dicing,
Mm-hmm.
making Julianne bitch.
Save some for me.
What does that even mean? I love you, but what does that mean?
Cut very, very finely. Very finely.
It's like,
I'm probably using it wrong.
actually, Alice and Cherie kind of start talking at the same time. Look at each other, and Alice is like, "I've done enough talking for right now." When you those potato sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you make those thinner and a bit shorter, that's julienne. Very, very skinny, like twigs.
Mm-hmm.
That's julienning.
I'd be willing to give it a shot on her. It'll take some practice.
Chopped into very,
Looks-
very small pieces is dicing or mincing, depending on how small the components are. Since we're going to be shopping for treats, etc., I'm going to get you a glossary of cooking terms.
Ooh. Cool. Thank you.
And Nyala's like, about that, I wasn't kidding. You do look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're going to do something about that before you go shopping.
Yes.
That was the plan. That's why everybody's here.
both twins look at Alice in a surprisingly apologetic looking kind of way. Yeah, y'all remember I don't fit in the bathtubs here, right? Stretches out the wings a little.
There are plans.
Well, my plan is y'all can meet me at the bathhouse when you look a bit less like you stepped out of an abattoir. Does disguise self as just as herself but clean.
You. That's a brilliant use of that. I don't have any other words. I can't sentence anymore. I'm sorry.
It's been a long day. I'll grab some clothes. I will go to the bathhouse. You guys can do whatever works for you. And I'll meet you back there in like an hour or so.
Okay.
All
That
right.
was good.
And to be fair, she's got her bag of holding, so she probably doesn't have to go upstairs for anything, so it really is just fly. Shrey looks over at Barnabas. I see what you mean about her being your common sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Several people need reboots. Who needs reboots more than we need bathhouse?
I need the bathhouse more than I need a reboot.
Well, I figured since she was heading to the bathhouse without looking like an abattoir, y'all were just gonna, like, grab a bath here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was certainly my plan.
I'll take the longest, so y'all can go first.
I call dibs. She runs off.
Yeah, they don't have shower attachments or shower pumps or anything here, but the interesting thing about their baths is that they do have a certain amount of plumbing just for, water pump, but the water is warm. And if asked, you will be told that the contraption that they collect water in actually has a heat metal rune on it that they can switch on like a timer. They basically have a boiler.
Nice.
They've got 3 bathrooms in the place, so a few of you can go at a time. And yeah, the bathtubs are about sized for one, really. Barnabas will be able to manage just about. So clearly, Clarity has just neumed for first dibs.
Okay, that's. Ryland's just going inside at this point, just out of words. Done.
So yeah, first 3, then the other 3. So that actually works out relatively well. Cherie just prestidigitates and mends everything. She really can't be bothered right now. I'll have a proper shower when I get home. Tomorrow sometime. Depending on what the facilities at the Riddler's Stump are. Anyway, the other thing I did while you all were bathing was handle those appointments.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
It's funny. This was supposed to be my holiday, and I'm doing more of my job now than I would have expected.
Sorry about that.
It's alright. It's better company, for sure. I definitely peg you all much, much higher than the blueberry assholes.
That was bizarre. That whole situation. The court system's here. I get it. The results are weird.
Oh, could have been worse. There was a small scale war fought in some of the northeastern provinces over an apple tree.
Over how?
Had better been
What?
some apple tree.
Well, that's the thing. It was a rather old apple tree, and while the lion's share of the actual apple tree was on the property of the person who planted it, a good portion of their root structure went on to the next orchard spot.
Oh.
So when the individual who didn't have the apple tree was pulling up some of their trees to plant something new, well, they ripped up a good bit of the root structure of the very old tree, and nobody was particularly interested in doing the court system. They sent to Belarus for a couple of mercenary companies, which the squads they sent didn't actually do very much except sit on the border and have picnics.
Oh, those are the best gigs.
Well, yes, that's the thing. Both sides got very annoyed at it, at that whole thing, and they were told by both mercenary companies, well, go to your providers of justice. We're not dying over apples.
Seems to me.
They blew how much money on that?
For them, comparatively little. Keep in mind, breadbasket of the nation, there's a lot of money here. These are the kinds of people who say things like, it's a banana, Michael. What can it cost? 10 gold?
Okay. I'm not allowed over there, anywhere near any of those territories, because I will start beating people stupid!
Oh, come on, that was 5 years ago.
Please tell me both of them have left.
No, but they definitely learned their lessons.
Good.
I mean, honestly, at some point when we have a little bit more in the way of leisure, I will show you the hobby library at Main Court. The staff get bored fairly easily, and they write a whole lot of what they refer to as real person fiction. Some of it is, in fact, based on true stories. The orchard individuals did end up with a good shelf and a half of detailing their enemies to lovers.
Oh,
So
God.
now it's one very big, very well producing orchard. You said that too loud, and your noise canceller ate it.
That somehow didn't even catch. Like, I didn't even get a noise cancel. It didn't even pick up. So I just screamed,
You went
"What?"
too hypersonic.
I am going to have to do the invite the family to dinner and just tell work stories all night.
At this point, maybe?
Yes, please.
We'll get the apology tour finished at the very least before I invite you all. Going to have to think of something for the various dietary requirements.
You're a genius, and I don't know how you tolerate any of this stuff.
I dealt with the blueberry assholes. I can deal with anything. Also, remember, giant rampaging honey bun. I told you this story.
Mm-hmm.
I've out of character just forgotten somehow.
They got some
Or I missed it.
They got some out of character. They got some experimental yeast from Egref, and somebody's baking turned into a massive, like Godzilla-sized honey bun that was really just looking for somebody to eat it. So it rampaged through the city for a while.
Right. Eat me.
Yes, but since it didn't actually have a mouth or anything, it took us a while to figure out what it was trying to do.
I give up. I give up.
No, you don't. You still love it here.
You're not wrong. I'm just losing my ability to logic any of it anymore.
Takes Hazel's shoulders. Everyone is ever so slightly crazy. It is beautiful diversity. As you yourself put it, roll with it. Taps on the forehead. Dink. Right where the god mark is. Dink.
Got it.
And as she starts leading the way out of the Bone Orchard plantation house, if you're very nice to me, I will show you the best places to buy more seeds from.
Please. just varying fluctuations between near hypersonic squeaky and just kind of warbling.
Well, you've had a difficult time. I'm assuming everybody's following because Cherie's just walking.
Yeah.
That normal get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, definitely following. Missed my chance to cast Hug, but still.
And not too long after, you wind up in front of the bathhouse. There is a yellow fairy dragon just sort of sitting on top of the doorframe. You're here for the wingy lady.
That's right.
She's gonna be a few more minutes. 'Cause the biggers, they said as how she needed some relaxy.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
That tracks.
And it just sort of sits in that sort of, I have delivered my message. I am proud of me. Yellows tend to be fairly young, so
Baby fairy dragon.
well, not as young as red or orange, but still. So besides the chocolaterie and the fudge patch, is there anything anyone else wanted to be looking at?
I had considered going back to that potion shop that we stopped by earlier.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. It's probably just as well to do so with me. It's a little out of the way, so we'll probably need someone who can actually guide you there.
Yeah.
The Last Resort is the name, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's also on my list. I'm just gonna have to follow because you guys reminded me. Thank you.
Same thing I need is fix my gun. But that's probably better
Yes,
than
no, you won't be doing that here, I'm afraid, but perhaps you should have a backup bow just to be on the safe side.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
What about you, Rylan? I always worry that you're kind of getting left out of things because you don't talk very much.
I'm honestly along for the ride. I don't
Oh, no, wait.
need much.
No, you don't, but you could want things, and you're all going to stand there and wait for Alice. I will be back momentarily.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
what have I done?
That is an expression and a habit I'm actually familiar with. Yeah,
That was only a
break
Hazel
axe,
thing.
elf.
It's not actually long at all before Cherie comes neoming back with a little cardboard box with handles and air holes. And shoves it at Rylan because in such a way that it's either catch it or let it hit the floor.
Ah,
And the box goes.
why did you hand me a box that moves?
Open it!
Very, almost comically overly cautious opening the box.
You absolute tree potato, there's a living being in there.
Yeah,
Well, I know that.
as you open it, you get your hand closed. Boing, ferret. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Aww.
I promised a ferret.
Ryland.exe has crashed. Send help.
Dear gods, he really is a tree potato.
And ferret into scarf and Flitty is hello. You're not a dragon
was
eater.
also-
You aren't a dragon eater, are you? That tickles. Apparently, it's fine.
Reassuring.
It's a little wiggly in the neck region, but you're fine. Little ferret head. Punk. From out the scarf.
This little guy needs a name.
Rylan has become Nest.
Apparently.
You said
Apparently my scarf is nest-shaped.
it sort of is, if you think about it.
We all have our unique oddities that we've picked up. I mean, Omen Griffin.
Delicious?
I'm immediately just rooting around for snacks just to not cause another yakety sax chase.
Clarity is not so stealthily edging towards Rylan.
Go ahead, darling.
I want to boop
Poke the
it.
Nest entity.
Yeah, the little ferret knows to twist in your approximate direction and just sort of wiggle.
Hello, little friend.
You wanted a ferret.
I did.
It's the one
That is
thing you
correct.
said you actually wanted. You were going to have it.
I was expecting to not have to consider having a ferret until after we saved the world.
Late. That's the. I'm just pointing at Michigan.
Yeah, but at least Michigan is an omen for us. This is a ferret.
Yeah, who knows what that might wind up for you, or maybe, for all you know, that might be some.
To be fair, all
Something
things
else of a different pantheon.
to be fair, all things
No.
considered, Norman is still following you guys.
And yeah, look, Badger. He's the
And I said-
lightest, densest thing I have ever. I still don't know how that works because he's Badger.
No, I'm sorry, but badgers are not the densest animal you can come across.
Squeech, squeech, squeech.
There is there's a creature in one of the continents further east. Silent image, wombat.
Is that thing a brick or a creature?
With human for scale.
Again, is that a brick or a rodent? I don't know. What?
It's called a wombat.
Are they elementals? Is that a rock?
No, it's basically a teddy bear made out of concrete that, if you annoy it, will attempt to eat your face.
Bears already do that. How did they make one that compact?
The gods move in mysterious ways.
Yeah, fair point.
I mean, to be fair, this is the same country where the people lost a war against. You don't even know what an emu is. Silent image emu.
Wait,
Human for
why
scale.
war against a bird?
Honestly, because spears weren't hurting it very much.
Especially one that looks like
You see
that looks
those?
like a shrub on life support.
You see those? You see those claws?
Looking at where she's indicating on the projection.
Well, yeah, just
Why are their feet like that?
if that's bad. You should see a cassowary. Cassowary.
Why is it blue?
Because it doesn't have to camouflage, because it honestly, begging your pardon, does not give a fuck.
Today I am learning so many things that I will never question the gods' decisions on.
Wombats poop cubes.
Uh,
I
um,
I'm not going to ask how you know that because you're entirely
I
thousands
have
of times
books.
smarter than me.
About animals. And wombats poop cubes.
I want to know how many of your books talk about the spiders.
I try to avoid those.
I mean, considering the deity attached to them, that's understandable.
Funnel web spider.
What?
Blech. Blech.
There's not even the worst of them over there.
Kill it with fire.
You'd have to burn the entire country.
It would take a lot of fire.
That would include the wombats, the koalas, the kangaroos.
No. No.
To be fair, you guys, apart from Clarity, don't know what any of that shit is.
What?
Koala.
Oh,
Kangaroo.
That. Who gave a rabbit? Who stretched a rabbit?
Human for scale.
okay. We've seen Anothic, and that still weirds me out. We've seen Umber Hulks, and that still weirds me out.
Oh, you want weird, do you? Platypus.
okay,
You had
hang
to
on.
ask.
That has to be a prank.
Nope.
That is the product
Out
of
of
wisdom
character.
engineering.
Explain.
No,
I have
actually,
no memory of where this came from, but out of character, I have an item in my bag just labeled "Perry the Platypus" with 6 exclamation marks.
yes,
that I
because
don't-
you have a plush platypus with tiny hat.
All right. Look, I grew up among the Azores Senate. There's a certain streak of wizard that does not get, like, sublimates any desire for, like, other people or the whatever sex they prefer into weird crap like whatever made that.
Honestly, the good folks at Eggref wish they were responsible, but they're not. They, in fact, looked at the platypus and went, how can we do better?
Of
Is
course.
that
they
why
did.
someone gave one of them a hat?
Michigan is the improved version, pulling Michigan off of my shoulder, just holding Michigan up in front of everyone.
If you put that in front of the Simic Combine, they would absolutely lose their shit.
In a good way or a
And-
bad way? That can mean that little euphemism can mean so many things.
With them, yes, it'll be a great period of research, development, and stuff happening. Unfortunately, that tends to have things like a Shocto crab accidentally get released into the city.
I'm sorry, a what?
A combination shark, octopus, and crab. That was a very, very annoying day.
My brain can't even put those together.
Like I said,
I can see how you could do it, but that's only because I saw some of the planning involved in. There are actually some rules in Egref. Equitas's version of the Shock to Crab did actually oblige them to write an entire new amendment. You know how you probably don't, Barnabas, you might. You know how they say that safety standards are written in blood?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes. Also, if we're talking about crabs, coconut crab. Human for scale.
Why? Why?
Well, I don't think we have enough melted butter.
It's better than the ones on one of the islands in the Shattered Lands. They drink blood
Mm.
and are a bit
There's
bigger.
a version of that that's vampiric.
Yes. One particular small island in the Shattered Lands, just about everything is vampiric. It's also the first island you reach when you get to the Shattered Lands.
Oh, of course
So,
it is.
Wait, does it burst into flame during the day?
No, it's...
Is it allergic to garlic?
I don't think so, no. It's just... The Shattered Lands is very bizarre.
Really, yeah.
The entire island drinks blood. That is weird. Honestly, though, that doesn't surprise me quite so much, just because of the fact that the Shattered Lands is the result of a god slapping another god through reality. This is why we don't want the bomb happening.
And Alice is currently leaning in the doorway going, what the fuck did I miss?
Weird things
Animals.
of nature show and tell.
Basically.
Excuse me,
if you will.
I am the only one who's actually showing. Then
Yes.
Alice is, why is your scarf wiggling more than usual? Ferret head pops out. Yeah. Okay.
The
Hi.
ferret was pushed into my hands and then into my scarf.
Well, your scarf is comfy. She's right. The scarf is very comfy.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying I wasn't expecting you to have company.
The Clarity Lady rode on a hazel ferret once.
Mm-hmm.
Drinks turned the Clarity Lady very, very small and the Hazel Lady into a ferret. So, riding.
That was a good day.
It was. Those were good drinks. I like those.
This was actually down to Ree, apparently. She went to the bar and she just asked for drinks. She didn't ask for specific drinks.
Basil cell was good.
That wasn't Basil Cell.
No, that was under the ground.
Oh, the
That
other
was
one, yeah.
that was in the mining tunnels.
That was there. Yeah, you're right.
Rylan, are you okay? Or is that Nick's?
It's out of character.
Okay.
It's out of character. It's broken.
To be fair, I would blame you if it was in character.
Nix is error.
Yeah, just error all the way down. This point.
Restarted sprouting flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Just points an agreement.
You know why you guys don't call Remy that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's it. When Alice calls Remy Ree, it's a very specific endearment. I don't know if Rylan ever got the speech. Probably
Oh
would
god, there was a speech.
probably would have heard something about it. Ree literally means my heart.
Aww.
And when given an appropriate hand gesture, it's the people's way of saying my heart is yours. It's very important because the people don't do monogamy, mostly.
Ah.
So it's like, it's not just a sweetheart, cupcake, whatever. It's one of the most romantic endearments you can give, and Alice was giving it like day 3. Alice knows what she wants. It's a thing.
Mm.
Well, we all look somewhat less beaten to a pulp. So, where's next? Well, apparently there were bits of shopping. I have a feeling that the fudge patch and the chocolaterie are going to take a while. So, we'll head for the last resort first. Oh, did you actually make a choice on that one?
I was thinking of getting something that would be like make better choices or make good choices, but like in a permanent sort of way.
I'm pretty sure if they could do that, it would be in the water.
Well, I mean,
And sure he is. It's because it's a trade-off.
it's. I'm a little worried that it's going to change me, and I've already given up some, like, my magic, and I just don't. I just want to be sure I'll still be me.
You'll still be you. You just won't have quite the same memory capacity you have now.
And that little aspect is not all of you. You are you regardless. Come here, you. I'm just basically making like a hazel-shaped limpet.
I just want to make sure that it's worth it. You know? And that, I don't
Anything
know.
you decide to do will always be worth it.
Well, that is very sweet. What are the pros and cons here?
Well, I don't know. I'd lose some. If I'm losing some memory, then maybe I won't be able to stuff it as much with all the things that I read.
Alice looks over and goes, "Doesn't that just give you an excuse to have more notes?"
True, but I mean, I write the notes, and I want. It's more of an anxiety thing of maybe I'll forget it, even though I don't, but then I don't want to forget it, and then it's a rabbit hole of I don't want to forget things.
Could also be considered if, with that sort of shift, it goes from just knowing things to knowing how to use those things, where to apply it.
And
I
that's
might-
why I was thinking of it, but
Like, I mean, look at me. Book smart is not my thing. Best I can do is hear what you say, and I guess point out where to go with it, and you picking up the ability to do that just as is.
It'd help with the way you're doing the rogue thing now, wouldn't it? From Alice.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, Cherie, correct me if I'm wrong, but how permanent are those things, and how much can they be stacked? Oh, I think I see where you're going with this. Well, I wouldn't recommend something that intense being done more than once a year. I imagine it's going to take far less than a year to save the world.
Fingers crossed.
And longer is better anyway. What I mean to say, and what I think your friend is suggesting, in her case, it's the wisdom versus intelligence, or at least book learning. Again, what she's saying is if you swap that now, and you find it's not working for you in a few years, and you don't need that particular element of your roguing as much, maybe you can swap back.
That's comforting.
Look at it as a... Give that part of your brain a vacation.
She's processing it and doesn't really trying to figure out how that works.
I just keep thinking it's very, very old comic strip of webcomic Mac Hall, which this guy sitting there and little pictures of his brain having going off to various destinations, talking philosophy in coffee shops, and it blinks. It's like it feels like today went very quickly. Yeah, well, I'm not going to stick around while you're bored over here.
Going to kind of like go from hugging to hands sort of up here and doing this.
avoiding
that's
avoiding
nice.
the horns, I would hope.
Yeah, because being careful.
Yeah. I'm hoping I'll understand people better. I feel I haven't had as much experience trying to understand those things rather than facts and figures.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Clarity starts squishing Hazel's face just 'cause. Okay, that helps.
So, are we going to the last resort?
Yes.
Yep.
And off you go down your various windy, twisty spots, and not a very frequented thing, this, but looks up and... Oh, hi, did you guys test the health potions? Which point Alice looks and goes, we forgot about the fucking health potions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that's a
Can at some
no
point.
then.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. Sorry.
So I'm assuming there's other business? Shrey's like, I'm not getting involved in
Mhm.
this. This is your business.
So I was wondering if you had any of that wisdom potion thing.
I do. You do know there's a trade-off,
Mm-hmm.
and you're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna have to be at least a year, before you take another one. At the very least.
I understand.
Just making sure. Also, it's kind of expensive. That will be 15 platinum. The ingredients
That's
are.
150.
150 gold.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just the ingredients are very hard to come by, even here.
That's all right.
Um. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or banana.
Anything but banana.
Pick one. I can't mix all three.
Oh, dang.
I mean,
Chocolate.
obviously. Okay. Pulls out very, very small, dark brown vial. Then starts making a milkshake. I don't think you guys actually know what milkshakes are. It's just ice cream, milk, syrup, and the contents of this potion put in a blender.
We had some in Egref. I remember
Oh,
because
yes, but-
Rylan was weirded out by me sticking
Fries in it.
fries in it.
But you've never seen one made. Now you're seeing how one's made. Rylan is writing more notes.
Always.
Alice is sort of looking, going, why?
Anxiety.
Glass. Bendy straw.
Ooh. Slurp.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not something you just chug. In fact, she does explain the reason it goes in a milkshake is that one. We've tried it as just something you just drink, and the mental and emotional whiplash of having that kind of change was not fun for people. So this is Anbir, so I decided for tasty. But yeah,
I appreciate tasty.
you're gonna have to drink it here because I'm gonna need the glass back. Was there anybody else? Yes.
Remember you mentioning there was a less permanent kind of booster?
There is. These ones you cannot use more than once a month. And they will last for generally about a day.
Well, kind of think I might be needing a bit more strength to keep up with everyone who I'm often on the front lines with.
Alice is kind of looking at Hazel like,
I tried to climb that thing and fell off of it. How many times?
That's different from strength, though.
not entirely. It depends on how she's doing it, but sometimes.
I'm not agile. I'm.
Have you ever
almost
considered you
Remy
maybe need to be more agile?
That
Make you harder to hit too, and you're always bitching about that.
I feel like at this point, if I'm going to be hit, I kind of have to be.
That made. Can somebody make that sentence make sense? It feels like there were words missing.
That and also, when it comes to getting hit, I just realizing now that I can just heal through it.
No. No getting hit. Slurp, slurp, slurp.
Alisei kind of heads up to Hazel, bends a little so they're eye to eye. You have wanted to be harder to hit for a while now. For that, believe me, who's made that swap from barbarian to fucking monk, dexterity is the way to go. Be agile.
Just like processing, not getting it, processing, but I mean, okay.
How many times have you complained about being a klutz this week? Ballpark figure.
Can't even count that.
Well...
Carry the 2.
Divide by
But
Ryland is
stop.
counting from their notes.
Michigan is just sort of
I mean, for
agile.
all- honestly, I could just let
Agile.
that choose.
Poke, poke, poke. Pokes the top of Hazel's head. Bunk, bunk, bunk. Agile.
Temporary one for that. I only get 1 day of it, but it's better to try it than not.
Just pondering this. Okay, so you're looking at something that you could chug down in combat like a potion when you need it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is me checking in
Just
on...
in a particularly crazy situation to not proceed to fall into a vat of acid. I remember that floor trap. That floor trap is going to live in my nightmares.
Trying to check on your armor. Ah, there we go. So that's okay. So we have a couple of options there. What armor do you normally wear? I'm assuming that since you're just spending the day hanging out, you didn't put the breastplate back on.
Reach in, produce the breastplate, medium.
Okay, so that's one of those ones that can hamper your agility.
Mm-hmm. There's only so much that any agility would help, and
Barnabas noticed that when Hazel was talking about there's only so much that agility bonus would help, he actually notices a slight she says that but smirk on Cherie's face. You can roll insight if you want to.
Oh, yes.
No, not you, Hazel. You don't
Hazel.
need to.
do I notice? Probably not.
Probably not.
She's not really trying to hide it. It's above an average. Certainly, Cherie is wearing the "don't underestimate the people in this shop" look. And the shopkeeper is just sort of
You have a way around that, don't you?
well, see, here's the thing. Depends on the buff that you're going for. If you become a little more agile, to the limit of the plate, that's one thing. Through one of my potions, if you get a fair bit more agile, that ignores what you're wearing.
Just this processing sort of wanting to ask how, but realizing, yeah, nope, if I ask how, that way lies madness. I'm not smart enough for this. Yeah, wow. You found a way around. Wow.
Well, my ancestors did. They needed something when they started wearing metallic dinosaur parts as armor.
Remember what
She was actually pretty cagey about it up until, like, right this second, so.
you wait, I thought that was. What do you mean metallic dinosaurs?
I have models. Just a second. Walks into the back room, comes out. Think the most detailed Lego you have ever seen. Tall neck.
So like a
Heads out,
unplugged
comes
one,
back.
basically.
Thunder jaw.
I'm assuming that's very big in real life.
And she we don't have minifigs, so she just sort of holds up, hand approximate. Yeah, it's very big.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the size-
you're right.
It's the size of a dragon.
Bigger, potentially.
Huh.
I was gonna say, probably.
Tide rippers generally are. Thankfully, there's only like one or two of those. Uh, Egreffians came, exiled Egreffians came to our island and decided it was a great ecosystem to introduce these creatures into.
Oh.
I mean, to be honest, most of them are gone, just shut down now. I mean, I mostly heard stories about the tide rippers and things like that. The only ones we have left are two of these.
The tall necks are the one she pointed to. Right?
Yeah. One of the souls of one of our the soul of one of our people is kind of riding them. That's why they're still up and the others aren't. But we had all this stuff, and we had regular predators, dinosaurs, megafauna, and
Went with
we thought that it'd be great for armor, so we needed ways to get around that we couldn't. It's still a little awkward in some cases because they're not. We can't really shape them to fit so well. We don't have smiths so much.
you just had to get bendier instead somehow.
Pretty much, yeah.
A place where the craziest thing you could get is not even full plate, just half.
I think a couple of people did put together the equivalent of a full plate. It was just very hard to do and involved a lot of scavenging.
It's a lot of scavenging, even with something that big.
There were a lot of them, and some were smaller, more vicious, though. Think Displacer Beast, the fire magic missile.
Oh boy.
Man, Graf.
Oh no, these are the ones that even Agraf thought was too messy.
Well, that's terrifying.
Just a little.
I mean, it's good that they. exiled them, but just that still produced that crazy, or at least that crazy managed to hide long enough to learn more. Everywhere's got its frustrations, like the blueberry stupids.
Anyway, so what I was going to say is that the smaller ones, they're both once a week, but the smaller ones aren't as expensive. You can get a rack of 5 for the same 15 platinum as her permanent charge. You can also, for 10 platinum, get a rack of 3 of the bigger ones that ignore the armor thing. So, translation, the 5 is a +1 to dex. For the rest of a day. The bigger ones, she will add. They don't last quite as long. They don't last the entire day. The big ones are a +2 to your dex, ignoring armor penalties, and lasts until the end of combat.
About a minute on average.
Well,
Depending on the combat.
A, depending on the combat. B, if it's something like acrobatics, climb a thing, traps, dodge a thing, then until that's done. Effectively until the danger is more or less past.
Right. Well, that's a deal that works.
So
In both cases, honestly.
Well, which ones would you like?
How much did you say the options were?
Both of them are 15 platinum.
Are they both available?
Yes, I just didn't want to assume.
Then both.
Okay, we have papaya, kiwi fruit, and mango.
And then we have kiwis saying interesting things.
Remy remembers kiwi. She was given one.
Kiwi's pretty good.
Well, then
Hazel will
doubles
remember.
it.
Those are the green fuzzy ones.
Yeah, that just doubles down on it. The kiwi.
Yeah. Two little racks of virulently green potion. One kind of 2 mil of 3 2 mil bottles, another 5 1 mil bottle.
They don't stack though, right? I seem to remember
The
you saying.
3 is...
No, you take 2 of those potions together before one's run off, and exploding would actually be a good consequence.
Greater dex boost potion, 5 dex boost potion.
Yeah, 5 lesser potion of dexterity, 3 greater potions of dexterity.
You said the 1 day one you can't take for another month.
Well, what we currently have here for hers, because just on the basis that I get how she's going to use them, and given their price, I'm not too worried about it. Hers, the ones with a time limit can be taken once a week. Clarity's once a year. And yeah, we'll talk about the adjustment in a bit, but we are at the break time. So when we come back, we'll do something that involves a little less of my actually having to rejig stats on the fly. And we're back after a brief trip to the Lost Resort, a rather interesting potions shop somewhere in the wilds of Anbir alleyways. And yeah, we'll discuss your exact stat changes another time, Lindira, before we do anything combat-y anyway.
Sounds good.
And there's still some time to kill before the booking at the wharf side. So you have Cherie turning to Barnabas and going, "So which shall it be first, the chocolaterie or the fudge patch?"
The fudge patch.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
Well, I actually rather thought it would be the other way around, because the chocolaterie is one thing, but fudge would probably be more savored and you'll probably spend more time in there.
One point.
Okay, let's go with the
Chocolaterie.
yeah, that. I don't think I can pronounce it like you can.
Yes, it's probably best not to try to pronounce it the way you might. Evka is not. She should be more forgiving than she is, but. Anyway, shall we?
Yes, let's.
And yeah, this one is on a side street off the Street of Plenty. It's a large shop. It's probably about half the block. Big plate glass windows and every fancy-ass chocolate you have ever seen. And some you don't recognize but look phenomenal. Little trays on about half of the window space. The other half is sort of an Amaury Guichon kind of the fucking chocolate guy set up. In this case, it is big mushroom pixie sitting underneath it, nibbling what looks like a s'more, and yellow fairy dragon perched on top of the mushroom, actually nibbling a part of the mushroom. Just she's giving everybody a minute to look at the at the display. There's a raffle to see who helps eat that. When to be fair, about half of you probably didn't realize that was chocolate. And so yes, if you, I think they're changing the display in about 3 days. So you could probably put your name into the raffle if you wanted.
Don't mind if I do.
Anyway, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Yes. This place smells like wonderful quality cocoa. Little bits of cinnamon, vanilla, occasional bit of candied orange peel. And it's just, you know, those really fancy jewelry shop kind of places? Like that, but for chocolates. And behind the counter, you have a halfling. Hello, my name is Evka. Welcome to the chocolaterie. You all look incredibly lost.
No, we were just admiring the display. It looks amazing.
We try. We like to make the experience as pleasing to the eye as it is to the taste buds.
Makes sense.
I'm taking it nobody has any idea what they might wish to be purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
That would be accurate.
Right, then who would like to be first for consultation?
Well, the Barnabas.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking at Barnabas.
Yes, I will absolutely do so.
Right, moves to the spot on the counter across from Barnabas. Alright, so you're... I'm going to assume you know what means it flavor palette.
Yes.
What is yours on the sweeter end?
Hmm.
Are you fruity, spicy, nutty?
Mostly fruity or spicy, tending towards the fruity side.
Alright, and texture, are you more for the... I suppose you would be more nutty if you were more for the crunch, but the crackle or the slight squidge?
The squidge.
And of the fruits, which ones are you most given to?
Hmm. On the citrus side more than anything.
Sheree adds, also he very much likes coffee.
Yes.
That... And is still the squidge for the coffees too.
Yes.
What kind of size of package were you thinking? We do the 1 dozen for a gold, 2 dozen for 4 gold,
Mm-hmm.
and the 3 dozen, 5 gold.
The 3 dozen.
Very well, I will put you together something. Wait right there.
Thank you.
Picks up a pretty little box and starts putting various bits in. Are you for the alcohol?
Yes.
Whiskeys, rums?
Whiskeys mostly.
Right, we have chocolate orange truffles. We have cinnamon sugar truffles.
Oh,
We have
my.
coffee truffles. And we have Star Coast coffee truffles. Hazel actually knows what that is, and so does Clarity and Ava. They came across that at the Nightingale's Wing in Egref during Alice's bachelorette party. It's basically Irish coffee, but obviously they know exactly where the superlative whiskey came from, whereas Egref didn't so much. So Hazel is like, wait a minute, that's the whiskey coffee. I liked that. Yeah, Barnabas is looking and seeing some recognition on some faces.
Ooh.
Because, the only thing you know about Star Coast is that there was Death Falk there at one point.
Mm-hmm. That's good, right?
Whiskey coffee, very good.
All right.
Hands over the box.
Thank you very much. And Barnabas hands her the 5 gold.
Evica looks you over, points at Hazel. I want you next.
Little boggled, but approaching.
Flavor palette.
I'm gonna say also with the whole fruity thing.
Alice says, actually, Evica, don't bother. Just surprise her.
Honestly, yeah. If you to really hit it, it's full on surprise me.
I will
It's an
hide.
the egg ref may or may not have influenced a lot.
I'm glad you do not make anything. I will hide the. I will hide the map of what is in the box underneath the little dividers, so you cannot see until you've eaten.
Thank you.
The 1 dozen, 2 dozen, or 3 dozen.
2 dozen.
Very well. I'm just kind of making a hand-done content map.
Yeah. Remind me what the cost was, DM. Sorry, I just had a
For
mental
gold.
flicker.
The reason
Four?
the reason that Barnabas went for the 3 dozen is because it's only a gold more.
Well, it's because
That
more
too.
is always more.
But it's still a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and looks at Rylan. What about you?
I suppose I could take your profiling. I roughly know what I like,
Yes,
but
that's
admittedly, my experience with chocolate has been entirely around these people. So,
yes, but that is why that's why the profile you see, because I know that some people do not have much exposure to chocolate, and we do just about everything here.
Ryland just very slowly steps up.
So what sort of flavors do you like?
Definitely fruity. Little bit nutty, but less for the crunch and more so because it reminds me of home.
I see. So also potentially mints and maple sugars?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so you're a forest background.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have what I need.
Hmm.
What size?
If I'll just take the 3 dozen.
I like you.
Bit of everything.
And put bits together. We have chocolate covered maple sugar candy. We have mint chocolate truffles. We have a hazelnut whip sort of a situation encased in chocolate. So it's basically like a Nutella truffle.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some. I don't know who's booping, but you might want to check that. We have some chocolate covered nuts. We have some chocolate covered fruits.
Oh.
And we have fruit truffles in a variety of forest berry flavors. All is written on the little card at the top of the box.
Thank you.
Leans in a clarity word direction.
Hi.
Tell me.
I like caramels, coffee, cinnamon, and mint.
The classics. I approve.
Mm.
I'll see what we can do about making something a little bit interesting out of that flavor profile. How many?
3 dozen.
Don't worry, they keep.
I'm not worried about that at all.
Just making sure. And comes back with, we have caramel, we have coffee caramel, we have regular coffee, we have mocha, we have cinnamon coffee, which is a newish one for me. Um, an interesting little one. We call them turtles in points, and it's literally the turtle chocolates with the walnuts for the head and the feet. There's caramel inside these ones.
Mm.
And we have what's this is going to be an interesting one. It's a little off your flavor profile, but I think you will like them. We call them snowballs. They are white chocolate around a sort of a flavor infused marshmallow.
Mhm.
These ones are more sort of a vanilla fudge caramelly sort of marshmallow.
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
Looks at Remy. You have the look of a connoisseur.
No, I've never had a chocolate consultation before.
Well, no, but you seem to know the flavors that you like, even though you don't ask for them very often. Alice says, like, "Welcome to my life." Her mother's a baker. Ah, so we will be trying to impress you. She does love chocolate, so it might not be that hard.
That caramel was sounding pretty good.
Yes, but the look of you says almost all of them sounded pretty good.
Yep, it's a tough choice.
Well, yes, that's why they gave me a... You know what? I'm just going to think about what your face was doing and come up with something that will potentially move you.
Sounds perfect.
Comes back. Yes, we have the caramel, we have the cinnamon, we have I am going to take a guess here. Your mother was a baker, is a baker. You used to eat bits of the chocolate chip cookie dough before they went into the oven.
Yes.
Well, you see, we have... There's another relatively newish one. We make this without the eggs so that people don't get sick, but is still the chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh,
Wrapped in chocolate.
that sounds impressive.
We do a similar sort of thing for brownies, cinnamon rolls. I've given you a selection of the entire things. I was going partially for the caramels, what you were saying, but also going for the person who licked the spoon a lot in bakery. I am seeing a
Perfect.
lot of people having regrets now.
We'll probably do some trading with each other.
That is entirely fair. Leans in a navelward direction. You could tell this is just like, you know, Clarity, every time Clarity goes for the notebook, this is a similar thing. She just wants to know what everybody likes. Tell me.
I'm very keen on strawberry. There's wild berries of the kind. Quite fond of apple as well.
And Alice is like, well, you were doing the bakery theme thing. Very big on apple pie, this one. Ooh. Sorry, continue. Textures, are we for the squidge, for the crunch, to...
Yeah, a little bit of crunch, but maybe more on the creamier side.
So, more of a smoosh than a squidge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll see what I can do. You're... Like, our various chocolate-covered forest fruits and our forest fruit truffles. We do not yet have a chocolate-covered apple pie thing, but what we have is dried apple slices with cinnamon sugar, dipped in chocolate. So it goes with the fruit theme thing, but we are trying. We had good luck with dried apricots, and everybody likes chocolate covered raisins. In fact, out of character, which of you had the 3 dozen?
I did.
I did.
Yeah,
Karen's
Rylan
not
did.
going yet.
Well, everybody who did gets an extra little bag, which is chocolate covered peanuts and chocolate covered raisins, as a thank you for your purchases of 5 gold and over. You see.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Me too.
Not a problem. I know we are expensive, but I promise you we are worth it. And hopefully I will see you again. Shri sort of grabs Alsay by the arm. Shove. You forgot one. Looks at Barnabas. Are you subcontracting now?
If you think I'm controlling of anything, you've misread this relationship very, very badly. I'm just along for the ride.
Shri's like, actually, no, I base an awful lot of what I do on the idea that it will make you happy or your life easier in some way. I just don't wait for you to ask. That would waste time.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
So
very
sort
much.
of is what you're telling me. Well, it's either going to be that or you'd have to enjoy that look from Remy. Fine. Honestly, I'm not so much for a surprise me. It's more of a there is too much lovely here and I cannot decide. And I know from the consultation, but seriously, I've lived with the people for a very long time, and it's very much I like everything equally. It depends on my mood. Challenge accepted. That's disturbing. I mean, she's having a good time, so great, but that's disturbing. Slides back. Also the bag of raisins and peanuts. I hate to have to say this to you, ma'am. Part of the reason I knew a bit about this one, particularly when you mentioned a baker's child. You know there's oh my god.
Oh lord.
Some details might have made an occasional, oh, for fuck's sake. So yes, we're heavily along the lines of, coffee, mango, raspberry. I even broke out some of the frostberry bonbon. Thank you. Thank you. Come again.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just didn't trust myself to say, oh, I will, in a way that wouldn't be creepy right there.
Oh no, she'd have appreciated it. She's very good at reading people.
Mm.
And it's me saying it, so
Mhm.
on to the fudge patch. I have a feeling you're
Yeah.
going to be a lot more impressed.
Yes, please.
It's actually not that far. It's sort of down to the end of the block. You turn and yeah, it's a small block, but that shop does take up the whole block. To be fair, a lot of it seems to be at the back where they're making the fudge, but you can see they've set up display in the window where they sell this fudge in slabs, yay by yay slabs. And it's in flavors Barnabas hasn't even considered. There's a lemon sherbet yellow and a green and brown swirled one that's clearly mint chocolate, and there's one that's specked, and that must be cinnamon. And those are just the ones in the immediate display window.
Full on Homer drooling. No other way to put it.
Free dripping saliva and everything.
I like
Boy.
probably up against the glass, smooshing his snout. Just
I'm not strong enough to pry you off that, but if we go inside, I can introduce you to Arthur.
yes, please.
And yeah, in you go. And to be fair, most of the fudge you can actually buy is on racks at the back, like you'd find in like a Dunkin' Donuts, but it's all across and dotted along the fairly long counter, because there's some. This looks like various different kinds of fudge ice cream just across the rest of the counter. And on the top, there's little plates with little chips of fudge of different colors. Free samples, apparently. What you have, gentleman-wise, is the tallest but spindliest half orc you have ever seen. Good afternoon, Cherie. Yes, these are the adventurers. Yes, Alice, Remy, Clarity, Hazel, Rylan, Ava, and Barnabas. The infamous Barnabas.
Normally Barnabas would react to that, but he's too busy going, oh, look at all the fudge.
The place may have
No,
things.
I'm not going to act like Hazel. I'm not. Oh.
Before you do anything,
Yes.
perhaps you should try a piece of each of the fudges on free samples. And if there's any of the other flavors up here you would like to try, then just tell me and I'll find you a sample. But for now, start with what's on offer.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, on the top there's raspberry sorbet, lemon sherbet, strawberries and cream, cinnamon swirl, coffee, and something that's this sort of vanilla almond and a little hint of cherry.
This is delicious. What is this?
You probably haven't seen from you haven't gone to many of our bakeries, so we call that a Bakewell tart. It's kind of an almond cakey kind of thing, topped with a cherry that's been soaked in a sort of a sugar waterish kind of thing for a while.
It is utterly fantastic.
But yes, we also have we had the coffee out there, but we have we have Star Coast coffee, we have mocha, we have cinnamon coffee, hazelnut coffee, we have plain chocolate, we have peanut butter, we have chocolate peanut butter swirl, and literally name a flavor. They've got a fudge of it of some kind.
I've died and gone to the good afterlife.
This is the good place.
This is. Oh man. And this place, unlike unlike the very first shop that had fudge, this place is a little too pricey for Barnabas to go, I will take all the fudge you have.
But you don't know. You haven't even asked what the prices are. And he hasn't
That's
told
true.
you.
Well, not to be crass, but how much?
Uh, I'm. I might, given the look on your face, I might need more clarification on that question.
Right. I'm sorry. How? What do you normally sell it as? And
Well, we have one slab for 3 silver, 3 slabs for 7 silver, and 5 slabs for a gold. And we have about 200 flavors.
mm-hmm. I will take 10 slabs. One of chocolate, one the chocolate peanut butter swirl, the other 8 surprise me. And I will be back.
Very fair. Shuri is focus on the coffee and try for a couple of the interesting fruit ones. I've always been partial to their, you might like this one as well, I'll say, their mango raspberry sorbet. Ooh. And yeah, puts together the... Because it is a chunky box.
Mm. And Barnabas loves everything to do with that chunk.
Well, it takes chunk to no chunk.
Mm-hmm. Oh Lord, he coming.
To be fair, it's less that level of chungus and more, no pun intended, beefcake.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, we stopped by Adam's place today, and I got to see the Chungus again. He's doing good.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Right? Am I making anybody else's dreams come true? Because this individual, believe me, he will be a very good customer for more or less the rest of his life, probably. And more than likely you'll be seeing more from me as well, because when he's off saving the world, somebody's going to have to make sure that care package material finds its way to him.
I love you.
I'm aware, likewise. Does anyone else want fudge? Looks at Ava. They do have apple pie of this.
Yeah, sure, I'll take one of those.
Yeah, chunk. That one they more just sort of wrap up in paper if it's just the one.
Mm-hmm.
I have.
Do you have one that's like mint but raspberries in it?
Wait, right there. Goes into the back. Dala! What's going on in the experimentation kitchen? Well, come in and have a look. I have customers. Then looks. And if I'm not careful, they will follow me in there. Well, that's fine. I want a taste tester anyway. You see Barnabas and Hazel just bing.
Barnabas is moving before he's even realized that he is.
Oh Lord, you get quietly from Arthur. Oh Lord, he coming. Yeah, okay, you have a taste tester. Yeah, basically what you have is very large vats. Because, you have to get fudge to a certain temperature and then sort of pour it out. There's, a few people working in the back checking temperatures and doing the pouring in a couple of cases, and there's a small batch, similar kitchen towards the back, and you have a gnome girl, probably not very old, and for a gnome, who's tinkering with some interesting bits and pieces. Mint raspberry, not a combination I would have thought of. Well, I've always told you that you need to think a little harder about these things. I don't have raspberry. I have mint strawberry and I have mint lemon. I also have hibiscus tea and candied rose and sugared violet. I'm sorry, don't most of... I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but don't most of your kind rampage more?
Yeah, I'm not from around here, and
I'm
very
sorry,
little sense.
it's just because you have a very rampagey look in your eye, but you were actually wearing clothing.
I'm sorry. I really love fudge.
Well, do you want to try any of these?
Yes.
You just heard me say.
Yes, I do. Basically all of it.
Cuts off little pieces. Okay, so here's the mint and lemon.
Okay. Interesting.
Here's the mint and strawberry.
Okay, that's good.
Here's the hibiscus tea.
Oh. It's one of the stranger flavors of fudge I've ever had, but yet I just want more of it.
Candied rose.
Actually, like rose the flower.
Yeah. That's candied roses and sugared violets are things.
Huh.
They're interestingly sweet florals.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not kidding.
And sugared violets. These are personally my favorites.
Oh wow. Oh my. I'll give that the vote of that's awesome.
But there was somebody who wanted mint fruit, so I'll go ask the individual. And meantime, I will talk to. I'm sorry, I'm Dalla.
Barnabas, nice to meet you.
Okay, do you have any suggestions for flavors? Oh, maybe I could show you the soft drink line. I'm afraid to mention that to Arthur yet.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, and what you get is cola, grape soda, orange soda, like 7-Up, what I'd call lemonade. And this really interesting, nearly glow-in-the-dark green. Yes, they have Mountain Dew. While Barnabas is nibbling way through that, we have mint lemon, which was deemed interesting, and we have mint strawberry, which was deemed very good. But the vote of thing you would probably like the most went to sugared violet. To be fair, you haven't... Candied flower is another thing that you guys would have had that you didn't think anybody around here did. Okay, that if that gets a look, what does candied rose?
Yes.
Because there's apparently candied rose too.
Contemplative. I did not realize you even had these, and now I am curious.
Oh, and hibiscus tea.
That. Give me that immediately.
But we haven't put that into the main rotation. I'll have to ask.
Did you just throw in the notes?
I have to ask Della if she's got enough to be selling. I'm never gonna live this down. Meantime, Barnabas is trying something that doesn't really have a name for it, but is effectively Dr. Pepper fudge.
You said this is a soft drink?
Yes. I'm trying to remember the person who foisted it on me. They honestly, all I can call it is try it, try it, try it, fudge, because that's all that person would say to me.
That's fair. No, this is delicious. I just would want to try what the actual drink tastes like too.
Well, if you're ever in Egref, there's this one soda shop, just kind of half a block off the market. They do some of the more interesting flavors that we have here. The green one. I don't know why they're calling that Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew does not look like that.
No, it does not.
Hi, Arthur. Okay, so the customer was very interested in the candied rose and sugared violets, but when I mentioned hibiscus tea, they said, yes, give me that. Nah, 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 nah. Oh, shut up. I have to meet this person. And because I am going to be breaking out my private stash of these, you can bring out the step stool.
What have I done?
Only good things, Violet.
Cookery.
So while I bring out the herbals and florals collection for a very discerning customer who I like so very much already, are there any of these that you wanted as a trial pack?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, if I could get a trial pack of all the soda ones.
Shunk, 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 shunk.
Thank you.
If you could, please share them with your friends, because I hear you have
Oh, I will.
many friends, and spread the word, because I like it when my flavor ideas are proven right. Yeah, I know. The Bakewell tart was my idea.
I'm just watching this from back at the front.
Well,
and-
mostly
and
you're
listening to
hearing the argument,
Most hearing.
because it's not so much bringing out a step stool. It's kind of reaching underneath and shoving up a platform that was flush with the floor, so that Dallas got a place to stand. And just you just hear pitter patter until clunk clunk clunk. Ping. Little gnome, brownish hair, not very well cut.
So you're the master of the surprise me end of this enterprise.
I have brought out my entire florals and herbals collection.
Oh, there's more than just that.
Those were the ones that I happened to be working on at the time. You see, because on top of the ones that Arthur mentioned, I have been toying with, there's the mint and lemongrass, and there's a whole teas collection. So there's various kinds of fruit tea, green tea and lemon, and one that I'm really proud of, rosemary shortbread.
Barnabas?
He's coming
I
out with a box.
understand now.
Oh, look. You broke the nervous.
Hi, I'm Dalla.
I understand now. I'm Rylan.
It's very nice to meet you. Any of these take your fancy for a selection box? Because I get to rub it even more in Arthur's face when if I actually get to sell some of these. Okay. We'll put them out in the list. Thank you.
Okay, I definitely want to try that mint lemongrass. I definitely want to try the hibiscus.
Rap stuff. Oh, we have a sampler of the hibiscus tea here.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's just a nibble bit, and I mean it's Anbir quality sweet hibiscus tea. in solid form, basically.
As somebody who does magic to save my friends, this is witchcraft.
We tend to call cooking the tastiest alchemy here.
I understand why. Ah,
Okay, so we have the mint lemongrass, we have the hibiscus tea. Did you want to try the rosemary shortbread?
yeah, yes.
Hands over sample. Because yeah, it's a very buttery, sweet and savory, and that rosemary kind of peppery through it.
Oh, this is wonderful.
The stuff's that in the box too, so that's 3.
How many others do I get?
For a 1 gold box, 5. Hands over a sample of the candied violets.
Okay, so definitely one of that.
We
I think the others I'm okay with probably just trying whatever, so what are your favorites?
I am a very big fan of the cherry and cinnamon tea.
Ooh, then I'll definitely do one of those.
Gives a little sample. It's part the actual dried cherry and part the cherry blossom, and I use fresh cinnamon bark, so you don't steep it as long.
Oh, yes.
Stuff. And Barnabas will be demonstrating my new upcoming, yes I know, soft drink line.
It's very, very good.
Drinks made into fudge.
Well, tea. You got tea, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
I think I did a wonderful job in getting the sense of carbonation without the actual fizzy.
You did. You definitely did.
So, before I go back to my experiment kitchen, does anybody have any flavors they'd like to recommend to me? Because I want to try.
I'm thinking of a bunch of things from home and trying to remember which ones were the absolutely craziest things that I was finessing over. But I think I have some of the jams.
Well, your apple cranberry preserves is one of your favorites.
Yeah,
because you have little apple cranberry globe things.
Yep, reaching in to the bag of holding, pulling those out, and just just offering a bunch.
She takes one. I would not deprive you.
Actually, yeah. I got 2 suggestions.
Mhm.
First of all, sweetened black tea and lemon.
You didn't think of that? We can definitely do that.
And the other one was something I suggested, which was a cola and red wine flavor.
Gonna be a little tricky because the alcohol tends to mess with the offsetting, but we'll see what I can do because I managed with rum, so gonna be a little trickier to set.
I know, but you seem like you're the type who likes a challenge.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's and this is apple cranberry.
Yep.
I'm
Preserve.
going to have to go and make friends with the with the Bogtown Spider Brigade.
Sorry, what?
No, you. To be fair, you would understand this. For Hazel, who lives near a cranberry bog, cranberry bogs are made of spiders. So anybody who goes to harvest them is usually in full-on suits just to avoid spiders climbing into things. So what Hazel imagines is a a particularly marshy spot somewhere in Zlato Hour, which is cranberry bog as far as the eye can see, and they probably just have this whole guild of collectors, harvesters who dare the spiders Steve Irwin style. The rest of you are like, the what?
How, how big is this bog?
Well, I mean, to be honest, most of the town is built on the bog, and you know those houses on stilts?
Yes.
And then it kind of extends for like a mile in any direction, give or take.
So it's on the main bit is on stilts and the rest of it floats.
No, the cranberries go for a mile past. It's basically a little island stuck in the middle of the big cranberry bog.
Oh wow.
That grin that was earlier is now on Hazel's face.
You guys really need to check out some of the smaller towns outside of Anbir when you're not. Well, you're adventurers. I'm assuming you're saving the world.
Yeah.
Definitely doing something to that effect. That damn grin has not left my face.
This one gets it. This one is probably going to want to tour around all of Zlato Hour just to see how people grow the things.
And see, there is one word that I have on the brain that answers that, but it's not enough.
How about indubitably?
Yes.
I'm just helpful over today. It's good to see you out of the test kitchen, Dalla, but we do have an appointment at. We got a table at the Wolf side. Oh, you don't want to miss that. Can I make suggestions?
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Dessert special? Ask for the marshmallow sundae.
Oh.
At least
Thank you.
somebody, so the rest of you can have a taste.
Barnabas's face is amazing.
Keep it in mind.
And we hope we didn't fill you up too much on tester fudge.
I'll be good.
Yes, don't worry. He's got the heartiest appetite in 3 counties. Come on, we're going to be late. And yeah, through the various bits and pieces off towards a different part of the docks with your various fancy purchases. And yeah, what you have is a little ways away from the dock areas that you saw with the with the stacks and everywhere else. This is a more upmarket sort of docks. It looks like there did used to be warehouse-ish sort of buildings of a kind, but they've all been converted into housing of some sort. You know those upmarket dockside former factory loft apartments? Kind of like that. And built on a pier, entirely on a pier, is this elaborate greenhouse-looking-ish glass building. Just a sign that reads the wharf side. It's lit up from within, so yeah, they've obviously just made this so that you can look out at the ocean.
Ooh.
Well,
The ferret, who's still living in Ryland's scarf, has kind of clambered down their arm to kind of try to sniff at the contents of box. Assuming Ryland hasn't put it in the bag of holding yet, though I assume they're going to as soon as.
Yeah. No.
Just holding
I will
open the
get you.
bag.
Well, no,
I will
because
get you
Rylan
things.
has Faraday's bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the one that was first Seth was hanging on to, and then gave to so slightly disappointed looking ferret.
I know.
Does does he have a name yet?
The problem is the one that I've been stuck on in my head seems too on the nose, given what we are. Cupcake.
Out with it. Words. Use them.
Why not?
I'm bad enough at
he
this.
he could be our mascot.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, ferrets are squiggly little chaos engines. What better mascot could we have?
That's kind of true. I mean, we can already
You know, I hadn't considered that.
We can already see he seems to have a sweet tooth.
Fitting. Scritch, scritch.
Does the sort of not really breaking skin, but I feel like gnawing on food. I'm sure we will be able to feed him at some stage.
Yes.
But since we are at approximately that time, we will leave it there and do dinner and prep for the day at the day in Egref, which is going to be interesting when we meet back up again in 2 weeks. And we don't have anything on the holidays. The holidays are in the middle of the week this time. But if anything goes on happening with family, etc., during that time, just let me know as soon as you can. And either way, see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.